Hi. It's September 11th, 2020, and today has been a day full of reflections, remembrances, all kinds of thoughts. I'm living here in Northern California. We've kind of been protected and isolated, and over the last few years we've felt this sense of horror as we live with the fires burning. And now as I'm driving through town after picking up dinner for tonight and realizing that this is our new norm of how events play out. And I think it's really important that at this time we keep our sense of reality in check and understand some of the things that the rest of our fellow citizens in this world have dealt with for a long time in various parts of the world, that life isn't just this perfect idyllic little situation going on. I can remember years and years ago, okay, I'm older now, yeah, but we had a foreign exchange student, and bless his heart, he was describing what it was like to live in Beirut, Lebanon. And this was probably in the 70s. So at that time, war has always been something very daily in that region of the world. And as he was describing to us what it was like to be a young man walking in downtown Beirut, and how you never really looked at what was going on around you or corrected what was going on around you. If you saw somebody getting beat up, you just kind of walked your way because there was somebody else waiting behind a corner that would see you do something and you would be the next victim. And him talking about going to the marketplace and hearing the gunshots, firing over the top of your heads as people were battling things. Well, that seemed like a million miles away from anything I was going to be experiencing in California and the USA. And yet now here we spring forward to 2020, and I'm living in a town that's a wonderful little idyllic, middle American kind of community. And we're dealing with that at nightfall, that there's shootings going on. There's people, at will firing into houses just because they think somebody they don't like is there, or somebody looked at them the wrong way. It's the reality that we in this part of the world have been so protected and so, I don't know, just shrouded with misinformation that that everything isn't all hunky-dory all the time. And I think for me, the reality of especially on this day, as we remember from the terrorist attack that was the first real attack that we Americans felt on our own soil, now we're dealing with the war on the fires as our climate has changed, and our management programs in our forest systems, and so many things have just not been a priority, that now we're paying the consequences. And so it's an environmental war that's going on here as we deal with several days of, we haven't seen the real blue sky because of all the smoke that's covering the Bay Area. I was excited today because I looked down for a moment and I saw a ray of sunshine coming through the window. It quickly disappeared, but for that moment, it was that sense of hope that, in the midst of everything going on, there's that ray of sunshine. There's hope. Don't give up hope. Don't give up on feeling fatalistic that this is, an Ecclesiastes kind of thing, that, there's, what's the reason? Why is it worth it? I just want to give you a sense of hope that, we're going to go to sleep tonight, and tomorrow there'll be a new day. We might or might not be in it, but I believe the world will go on. I believe that God is in control, and that gives me an enormous amount of peace and strength at the same time. I was talking to someone earlier today about being in fear. I don't feel like I'm living in fear. I'm living in a surreal experience where I'm wondering, is this kind of what it meant when people would talk of war and strife and disasters and things happening in their part of the world, and just never really grasping what that meant? Well, I think we all have an opportunity here in 2020. While we pick on it as being a horrible time, I want to embrace it as a time of positive, that good things will come of negative experiences, and there's going to be a tomorrow. There's hope. There's reason to believe that there's a reason to do good. So be safe, be careful, and know you're loved.